up right now! Come on! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Turn the music up! Let's go! It's time, baby! Welcome, welcome, good morning, motherfuckers! Welcome, welcome, good morning, good morning. Welcome to day 79 of Vibe Coding. Every single day until I buy my family a house, we have made $44,037 over the last 79 days. I need you guys fully awake, fully locked in. Today we are Vibe Coding, overcharged, fully unlocked, fully overclocked. And there's no slowing down. So you either get in, you buckle up, you sit the fuck down, or you get out right now. Because we're going straight to the tippity top, baby. Let's go! Jesus. Jesus, sorry, I legitimately blacked out for a second. I blacked out for a second. Hold on, let me get the AC turned on here, because wow. Just like that, AC is on. I'm fully locked in. It's day 79 of Vibe Coding every single day. We have made $44,000 since we started this live stream, and I'm not fucking stopping until we buy our family a house. I need you guys to wake up. I need you to lock in, sit down, put your seatbelt in, grab a double shot of espresso, grab an extra 5 grams of creatine, grab some protein cold foam, do 5 push-ups, 8 jumping jacks, and hop on that goddamn pull-up bar and get some pull-ups in, because we are going straight to the top today, and I'm not slowing down for anyone! Ooh. All right, what's going on today? What's going on today? What's happening today? What's happening today? Gunner says, wake up and put in an announcement in the Discord, you animal! all right, I'll put an announcement in the Discord. Jesus. You guys. I thought that I would keep it a little low key. It's Monday morning. But you know what? I'm gonna grab the announcement. I'm gonna throw it in the Discord. I'm gonna tell everybody to get in here right now. Otherwise, they're banned from the Discord for life. At everyone, I'm live. Just like that. Send now. Done. Sorry for yelling. Good morning, Brandon. Finally, Brandon is here. Brandon is here. Let's go. Apps Creative is here. Live as well. Let's fucking go. Raid, what's up? Lucky, good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I feel the energy. I feel locked in. I feel ready to attack this week. There's so much I want to do. There's so much I want to uncover. There's so much I want to unpack. AI is unfolding live in front of us. We have the ability now to create generational wealth, to create value for the world around us. You and me and you are sitting on the forefront of the greatest revolution planet Earth has seen before. No one else knows what is even happening right now. It's alarming at times. Meta just released Glimmer, which is an open source local model. It seems okay. We'll check it out. It's very agentic. It scores very well on the benchmarks, but you guys know the benchmarks don't mean jack shit, which is why Max Blade TV is going to try it out, and we're going to figure out if it's worth using or not. But the time has come. The time has come for us to have open source local models controlling Hermes, controlling OpenClaw on a computer that lives inside of your local network that is working 24/7 to improve your life at all times. We need to feed it massive context. Our Whoop data goes straight into it. How we slept the night before goes straight into it. Our calorie tracker goes straight into it. Hell, I don't know, my CPAP machine. Did I breathe last night? Goes straight into it. My workout tracker goes straight into it. My revenue, my DataFast site analytics, my YouTube posting cadence, my X analytics, everything. And then I have a safe local agent that is running 24/7 that I can dial up and say, hey man, what's going on with the conversion rate on the website right now? Can you take a look at the YouTube videos, the X posts? What's going on with my funnel? Where is it at? We only made $10,000 this week. We need to do 20 a week. We have to buy our family a house. What's happening? The future is upon us. I'm excited. We need to figure out how we're going to score some RAM, because the RAM prices are insane. They're out of control. But the local models are just getting faster and better. And I'm finally feeling like it is time for us to fire in and dip our little toesies in the water of local models. The idea of not worrying about a usage limit, and this is not for our coding. This is not for Vibe coding. Wake the fuck up. This is for setting up assistants. This is for setting up employees that run locally around me. Okay? The idea of having no usage limits sounds very attractive. Are you guys awake right now? Maxology says, fully agree, the world is ours, let's go. What about your shit cycle tracking, says FS Driver. I don't understand why we would not track that. I literally was looking at Amazon Wi-Fi Bluetooth scales that Claude can reverse engineer so that when I hop on my scale in the morning to weigh myself, and it says, Max, you're a fat piece of shit. You're focusing on vibe coding too much, and you need to stop eating junk. When I hop on my scale to weigh myself in the morning after I take a big dump and after I take a wee-wee and before I have any water or food, because that's the only time to measure yourself in the morning, it takes that data and it sends it to my local Hermes agent or OpenClaw agent that's running on a local model like Gemma 425.836B Glimmer Meta. Raid Zero says using, by the way, that must be the most badass username I've ever seen. My guy has Raid Zero on X. Holy shit, massive W. My guy has RAID 0. Type a 1 in chat if you've ever set up a RAID 0 in your entire life, guys. Type a 1 in chat. I'm going to go type 1 right now. If you guys have ever set up a RAID 0, I'm going to tell you about my first RAID 0 experience, okay? I'm gonna tell you about my first RAID 0 experience. Way back. I was gifted an Alienware laptop, okay? This is back when Alienware was Alienware. It was a massive deal. For those of you that know, you know it is a massive, massive, massive deal. Okay, I think that I cried. All right, I was fortunate enough to receive an Alienware laptop. My father gave it to me. I've been into computers my whole life. It's all I ever wanted in this world was an Alienware laptop. Okay? And this thing had 2 laptop drives in the side of it. Okay? A car grade paint job on it. A sparkling blue metallic. And so you know what I did is we put 2 mini Velociraptors, I believe from Western Digital, 2 Western Digital Velociraptors running in RAID 0 at 10,000 RPMs. When I opened this laptop to fire up Windows, it sounded like a fucking, it was like bzzz. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Nate Frank says, Crisis on the Alienware. Let's fucking go. FS Driver says, Alienware R15, R3, NVIDIA 1060. Man, I still have the laptop. I still have it. It's very, very old. It's got to be 15 years old, at least. I wonder what the graphics card inside of it. It actually had 2 graphics cards running the Jensen Huang Special SLI. And for those of you wondering, yes, it could run Crysis. I mean, could you even imagine a 15-year-old Max Blade running Crysis on his SLI laptop, a blue metallic car paint grade paint on the outside, Alienware logo pulsing on the front of it, with a RAID 0 hard drive setup in the internals? Do you know what that does to a young mind? It creates the psychopath that's in front of you right now. My son's only 2 years old. I'm already looking at Alienware RAID 0 SLI Jensen Huang Special laptops of our day, obviously of our day. I don't know what the equivalent is of our day because we've forgotten how to make technology that good. We've literally forgotten how to do it. What do you get nowadays? A goddamn XPS 970? John the Dragon is here. Let's go. John the Dragon is here. Felipe said it was Dell buying it that killed it. I couldn't agree more. It's not even worth having anymore. Stand up and clap for him. I can't do that. You know I can't do that. I already acknowledged that you're here and I clapped also. I'm not gonna stand up. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Alienware as a age tech nerd was a dream. It honestly was. It honestly was. And how many calories are in poop? Should I? Oh, Jesus Christ. What's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you guys? All right, guys, let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. Let me see what we're on for. God, I can't wait to show you this iOS app. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Hello, hello. Are we awake? What's going on today?
Very awake. Coffee soul, human body. I'm here and ready to help you kick off whatever you're building or entangling. What are we working on first?
I love to hear it. You are so much more locked in, dialed in, fully awake than you were on Friday. I was deeply concerned for what was going on with you on Friday. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I appreciate the concern and the upgrade review. Today I'm feeling sharp, steady, and ready to be your co-pilot. What's the first thing you want to tackle?
I think the first thing is obvious, and we need to open up at least 2 or 3 Claude Code agents just immediately.
3 Claude agents are up and running. Tell me what you want them to work on.
What I would like to have happen here is I would like for the dev app to be closed, the local relay to be closed for the CNVS Pocket app, and the simulator. I don't think it's open right now, but close it if needed. And I want to restart all of that situation so we have a fresh test simulator surface to work from. And I'll do the parent code. Make sure it's all local. Don't run this on the actual production environment, even though we have that all set up. Send that as a prompt for Chase right now.
Chase has the instructions. If you want, I can also check the terminal output in a moment and summarize what it actually did.
No, go to sleep.
All
Okay. Brandon says, who remembers setting up Rocket Dock on your PC because you wanted a Mac? I think that's just you, Brandon. I think that's just you. Fable said I'm no longer high. That's great news. That's great news. Beastorian, my son, welcome back. Aurelia says, why no Canvas trial demo? Straight $200. Because the demo is the live stream that I do 6, 7, 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And by 6, 7, 8, I mean like 3 to 4 hours every day. And if I do a free trial, then my indie hacker mentors, Tebow and Mark Liu, will stop giving me advice moving forward. Because the last time I did a free trial, even though they said don't do a free trial, it just ruined everything. And that's really it. Free trials are for venture capitalist backed organizations, not indie hackers. The Data Sherper, what's up? Welcome. How are you doing? The Ask Greatest is by 6 to 7. I mean 3 to 4. By 6 7, I mean 1738. Do Good Tech, welcome back. Let's go. Listen, guys. I hope that you have your creatine locked and loaded. This is my creatine water. It also has, 600 milligrams of sodium. We have an Alani Nu, 200 milligrams of caffeine, and how much L-theanine? I think there's 200 milligrams of L-theanine. If you guys don't know about L-theanine, you guys need to wake up. You're not even a vibe coder if you don't know about L-theanine. I'm thinking this week, and maybe some of you join me. But we hop on a little bit of a dopamine fast together, guys. Because it's getting out of control, the amount of dopamine that's being spoon-fed, forced into our life on a daily basis. Okay, type a one in chat if you guys think that you need a little dopamine reset in your life right now. Maker Blaker says he needs a little dopamine reset. John says nope, he needs more. Raid Zero says yep. Lucky Faraday says yep. What is the biggest prevailing toxic dopamine source in our lifetime right now? Is it scrolling? Is it scrolling on YouTube Shorts? Is it any sort of short form content that doesn't relate to our goals or positivity or pushing us forward? Is it junk food? What is the easiest destroy, take out of our life? Is it scrolling on X? Is it scrolling on X for that one more post about AI news that's gonna just hit the fucking spot? What is the what is the number one source of negative dopamine that is making things like deep work or just taking care of yourself, working out, taking a shower, shaving, making sure you smell good, so difficult? What is the source of negative dopamine that you're getting while putting no work in, right? Because that's the enemy. It's the dopamine you receive for free. Anytime you get that dopamine for free, you scroll on YouTube Shorts, you watch a naughty video on the internet, you scroll on X, and you're getting that dopamine without putting any effort forth. Then why would you crave getting dopamine from a hard workout or a 4-hour deep work session that's going to propel you to achieving your long-term goals that'll make you feel more aligned with your future self? Dan Sherber says, I get free dopamine watching my kids play. Unbelievable. I love that right there. The Zarian says, W clip right there. Clip that. Hang on, guys. Max is playing Philosopher. Let's go, John the Dragon. Max, do a poll. All right, let's do a poll. Right now, guys. Give me the worst of the worst. Scrolling, TikTok, lowballing, and oh my God. Yup. Brandon, you just nailed it. Lowballing in Facebook Marketplace. I messaged 3 people on Facebook Marketplace that I have zero intention of buying. I know that's toxic. It's not that I have zero intention, but it's things that I do not need. Like 1000% do not need is not going to help me. X, but we need it for marketing, so I don't know what to do. I know, it's so true. Some of this stuff we need, but it's very easy to go from like, I'm on this platform because I'm trying to grow my audience and I'm making money from ad revenue, to all of a sudden, I've watched 3 shorts. 45 minutes goes by. Those 3 shorts have gone into 75. What has happened? You can block YouTube Shorts in the YouTube app. That's what I had to do. Yup. Lowballing on Facebook Marketplace. John the Dragon. I just hit my head into my fucking thing. I can't read that, but that's hilarious. Honestly, learning so much that AI, literally am not using it. Yeah, that's a bad one. That's a big one right there. Is learning. It gets to the point where you intake too much AI knowledge that you're overwhelmed and do not know how to act on it. A point in case would be, I need to get another Hermes agent set up that is purely a customer support help agent for me. There's 80,000 different beautiful AI integrations, MCPs, CLI toolings, communication protocols that we could set up to make that happen. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm putting it off because I want it to be beautiful and perfect in every way. So these are all the things that are good to reflect on Monday, and sort of ask yourself where you're lying to yourself, where you're being a fucking idiot. And A lot of times it ends up being, let me shut my brain off, let me stop thinking, and let me start doing. Let me start doing. Instead of thinking about it, let me start doing about it. All right, so we're going to settings here. I'm going to rip a pocket. I'm going to revoke this. I'm going to hit show code. I'm going to go 068481. No. 068. Why? Oh, because I have this up. Sorry, guys. That's painful. That's painful. All right, I'm going to hit approve right here. Guys. This layout that I have inside of the Canvas app, the Canvas Pocket app. Whoo-wee. If you guys were in Discord, I was like an hour away from my home, and I was sending prompts to my Claude agent on my iPhone app, and it is very nice. Check this out. Check this out right here. Woo! So I realized at the topmost layer we have projects, right? And so here is like the CNVS project, right? And I added this beautiful add button here. This is all liquid glass. Okay, so you can search. Add button pops a sheet up with full liquid glass animation. Are you kidding me? Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry. And so we add our agent. It's summoning. Let me, normally this would be an ultra fast Face ID check. And then it summons the Claude agent, right? It says ready when you are. And then the agent is here right there. I don't know why the agent terminal interface almost never loads when I open it from the iPhone, but it works fine. So that's a bug that we got to figure out today. So if I say, hey, send this bad boy. We get it delivered. We get a nice delivered underneath. We get a an indicator thing. Hey, Max, what are we working on today? Head back over. We got our agents there. Pull up the sheet. Oh, also, we could do one of these. Oh, my God. Oh. All right, so check this out. I'm going to change canvas. We'll go to test canvas here. I'll hit add. I'm going to add a codex agent. It automatically switched canvas to the correct canvas. And then I can hit a quick little, hey, add that in there. It says delivered, right? Because it's been delivered over here. And that works live. That actually checks with the Canvas app and make sure that it gets delivered to the agent. And I get a nice, working indicator. And then, hey, what are we making today? I can go back. This is also liquid glass. I remade everything in the proper iOS liquid glass. Even the animations, like all the animations are proper iOS liquid glass. So on the iPhone, they feel just butter, like unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Then this is the test flight that's going to be shipped, right? So from here, the next logical progression, amaze. The next logical, God damn it, guys, John, he can be very rough at times, but he is very intelligent. He says Canvas VPS referral link via Hetzner equals revenue. He can be very intelligent at times. Shoni says, what about using voice? The voice is going to be in the next app update. I already said the first Canvas iOS app will have no voice. It'll just only be text control, and then we will layer on voice. The nice part is, like, technically you can do voice prompting with the built-in Apple keyboard. So I don't think we even worry about like traditional voice prompting, but we do like with the next update, we add in basically conversational GPT real time or Grok voice fast think 2.0. So the next logical progression here is we have this working to control the Mac, right? The only thing I'm going to say is you obviously have to have your Mac powered on for this to work, right? We all understand that. This iPhone app is literally controlling the Canvas app inside of your Mac. So the next logical progression for the iPhone app, which will not be shipped in V1, but we are going to build this, is going to be when we are inside of projects. We're inside of projects here, right? We could go back up one more layer from projects to machines. And then that way there, we have our Mac Mini, our MacBook Pro, or our Hetzner Linux virtual private server, which is going to be incredible, amazing, incredible. The future of vibe coding. Take everyone to the next level, the promised land. Trust me, take my word for it, what you want to be doing. Because then there is no concern over is my Mac on? Does my house have network? Does blah, 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 blah. All it's going to be npm install Canvas Pocket on the Linux virtual private server that you have set up running in the cloud that has 99.999999999 uptime. These are shorts, by the way, you sick-minded. Where was I? Oh. npm install on your Linux virtual private server or your Linux server box that runs at home in your home lab or your Windows computer. And then the Canvas app will work through the relay to your virtual private server that runs in the cloud that has 99.999% uptime. You don't have to worry about, is my Mac on? Does my home have internet access? What's going on? Did I get a system update on my Mac? Is there something wrong here? Why is my remote coding not working? Okay. Badass, badass, badass. The Mark Drake says, will license holders get invited to test flight or will there be an enrollment later? Test flight is going to be announced inside of the Discord group as soon as it's live. Brandon says DigitalOcean's partner program was looking really good for users and for the partner. I like that. I like the way you're thinking with that. What's this Mac? Oh, this Mac is just well, let me make sure I can show that. I can't show that right now. I can't show that. I can't show that currently. But it is it tells you the MacBook Pro that you have linked to the iPhone via the relay. It shows that it is end-to-end encryption from the phone to the Mac. It allows you to toggle on push notifications. That's one of the biggest things here, is that when you send off a task to be done, your Mac or virtual private server will be able to use the relay to send a push notification to your phone, same way you get when you get a text message or whatever that says this agent is done with task. Zzz. Chase just finished building the landing page. You want to take a look at it? And then it also has your theme selector, which we only have one theme for V1 of the iPhone app. And then it has the selector, so you can choose whether you want the either the CLI view or the chat view. Because obviously, like right now inside of the app, it is set on the chat view. Like, see how this looks like iMessage and it's really beautiful? Like, it's really beautiful in every way. It's amazing. Tell me a joke. Send. And normally that's a Face ID scan. It has a toggle so that you can have it just as straight up CLI view, which no one's going to use the CLI view. If you do, you're a psychopath. The CLI doesn't belong on the phone. It just really doesn't. The chat view is what belongs on the phone, and it's just the best way of going about doing that. You two locked in. I'm waiting for Canvas app as standalone, just vibe coding with no computer at all. I gave up energy drink already as my kidney is stressed. Yeah, I probably should too. No CLI on phone, deal breaker. No, it does have the CLI. I just have it toggled off. Can you type with the keyboard on the emulator, by the way? Can you type? Oh, yeah, I mean, no one's ever going to use this. But, yeah, you can go device. There's a way. There is a way. Keyboard. Input. Send keyboard input to device. Yeah, yeah. So I can type. Ha ha ha. That's a funny joke. And I'm just typing that on my keyboard. I can hit. No, I can't hit enter. You still have to press the enter button. That makes sense though, because there's no enter. And then that's happening on the device right there. Argo, that's great news. That's great news. I loved it. I love that you're popping in here to announce. It's amazing news. All right, so we have to wait for the test flight to be approved in order to get feedback on the iOS app. But I wanted to show you guys that the iOS app, I'm super proud of it. I put a lot of hard work into this. If you look at it on Friday, you'll see that I basically did almost a full rewrite over the weekend because I was just not proud of it, and I wanted the iOS app to reflect the work that we put into the Mac app. The Mac app is beautiful. It's Canvas CNVS for those guys that are new here. It's beautiful. It's inspiring. I wanted the iPhone app to feel the same way while you're using it. And the fact that we didn't have like all of the latest iOS liquid glass animations and just really, really smooth, clean design language, I didn't like. So I made it more performant, but I also spent a lot of time on like really stupid stuff. Like when you go into the chat view, you're gonna see like the padding in between the chat. Like I spent a lot of time getting that dialed in, so that looks really nice. The fact that it says delivered after you send a message, like that obviously had to set up between the Mac app and the iPhone. The fact that the agent can do a thinking indicator stat while they're getting back to you, I think is massive, because otherwise you send a message, you kind of just sit there and you're like, well, I hope something's going to happen soon, versus when you get that little indicator, it lets you know that something is actually happening. There is tool calling inside of the iOS app also, which is super nice. Like if I go, can you look up when the GPT-6 gets released? Question mark. I think that should call a tool. Possibly. Yep, there you go. Okay, so there's tool calling visible inside the app. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's too small. Hold on. Hold on. So like when an agent calls a tool, it shows up in the chat window there. You see that at the bottom? So just a bunch of like ultra tasteful stuff. Because everything that I ship and everything that you guys ship, like there needs to be an element of it that's like, okay, somebody spent many hours making sure that there's little elements in here that are delightful as far as user experience goes. Because it's too easy to just create an app now. Anybody can just make an app exist immediately. But when you start adding in these little tiny, like tasteful bits that are really clean and have a good design to them, it starts making the end user feel like, wow, this was actually like somebody put some real thought and care into creating this. And this is not just a slop fest, garbage, crummy dumpster fire app. So anytime you can do even something stupid like this, like you add the tool calls in so they're visible and it's got a different font that's, you know, it's clear that this is the tool call area right here now. It's massive. You need to add that. You need to add that in. Or even just, you know, using the actual liquid glass Apple situation. Like it was, I had to go back and forth to get the to get this to work. You see how AI is not amazing at liquid glass yet. You think it would be, but you see how when I pull this underneath the input bar, it has, you can see the text blurring underneath the input bar just like that. And I'm telling you, on the phone, it's gorgeous. It's awesome. It's badass. It's badass. The original app, like if you go back to Friday, it just like was a line that cut off here. So when you pulled down underneath here, it was just a harsh line with a gray background underneath there. And there was like no point in this being liquid glass because it doesn't actually do any of the liquid glass shit at all. So all of this little stuff adds up and creates a user experience that feels magical and feels like somebody put their heart and soul into building it. Instead of just a crummy dumpster garbage fire disaster slop fest situation. Also, when is GPT-6 coming out? Have you tried implementing GPT Real-Time 2.1 into the app? Yes, we are. We implemented GPT 2.1 the day after it came out, my friend. We have 2.1 and 2.1 mini. That's what I'm using live on the stream. Dang, how many lines of code for the iPhone app? Thousands. Is anyone giving away an iPhone asking for a friend didn't dare need? Someone compared modern vibe coding to making music. It's all about taste. Absolutely. Bruno says, looks very polished. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So what I want to do is are you guys aware? Type a 1 in chat if you guys know what Glimmer is. Are you guys aware of Glimmer or not? Not at all. Does anyone know what Glimmer is? Does anyone know? Apps Creative knows what Glimmer is. W9 knows what Glimmer is. Argo Fowl says, nah, Real-Time 2.1 into the iPhone app. my G. That'll be in version 2. Version 2 will be will have the conversational. The version 1 test flight is only going to be text. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Meta's thing. New open source meta model, of course. Best local model now. All right, so let's see what I got here. I want to try out Glimmer. I know that's surprising because we tried out Muse 1.2 and it was insanely disappointing. And I was thinking about that. And it really sucks because we tried out MuseSpark 1.1 on the stream together. A lot of you guys were here for that, and it was really impressive. It was awesome. But Muse Spark 1.2 was horrendous. It was terrible. So I would like to dive into this local model and see if this is anything worth using at all. So what I have done is I have rented a NVIDIA H200 for a couple hours. And I'm going to throw Muse Glimmer 30B on it. And I know what everyone's thinking already. Oh my God, you're running it on an H200. Like, of course it's going to be fast and good and everything. Well, the problem is I only have a 24 gigabyte MacBook Pro, and the fucking model uses my entire MacBook Pro in order to run. The model uses my entire MacBook Pro in order to run the model. It uses all of the available RAM, the 24 gigabytes on my M5 MacBook Pro, and I wouldn't be able to live stream at the same time because OBS uses too much memory. So the only way we can check out Muse Glimmer together and figure out if this is a breakthrough for local models and worth me investing into some equipment so I can run models locally and make content and also build the stuff I want to build, like a secure local AI assistant like Hermes running 24/7 on a local model, is if we rent some time on an H200 or like an RTX 6000 and we test these models out and see if they're capable at all. Just get a Mac Studio. So I was looking at all this stuff on eBay, and I don't even know what you buy right now. As far as trying to get enough VRAM in order to run local models, I have no idea what you buy right now, because the Mac Studios are $8,000 on eBay for a M4 with 90 gigabytes of RAM. It's insane. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So I have no idea what route you go as far as trying to invest in some local VRAM. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So I don't know if I can show this on stream, but I basically just purchased some time on an H200 with 141 gigabytes of RAM from AWS, and I'm loading the brand new model from Meta, Glimmer, which I'll show you guys the post on it. I'll show you guys the post on it. All right, so an RTX 5090 D-Flash speculative decoding performance, decode speed, tokens per second, baseline versus D-Flash across 7 prompt categories. This is saying an RTX 5090 is at 233 tokens per second. Is that what this is actually saying? Muse Glimmer is fast enough for fluid conversation and real-time agent interaction, all running entirely on your device. Because, guys, that would be ridiculous. Like, even if I can get 50 tokens per second on my M5 Max, that would be insane. That would be so crazy. But the thing is that we need to uncover here is we need to figure out if the model is capable at doing anything at all, first and foremost. Because if it runs fast but it can't do anything, then that's no good. All right, so I used Hugging Faces like pre-built loader for the model on the NVIDIA H200 graphics card with 141 gigabytes of VRAM, and it just failed to start. They have a diagnose with AI button where it brings a model in to inspect why it's not starting. It says your endpoint failed because the VLM image you are using bundles a version of Transformers that does not yet include Muse Glimmer architecture. And while day 0 support was shipped in Transformers and VLLM, that support landed after the V.23 image was built and published. To fix this, switch your container image to the latest VLLM nightly build. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. So it seems like I need to like the engine that actually runs the LLM, the VLLM, I need to switch it to the nightly build, which I'm not even sure if Hugging Face will let you do that, which is crazy that they let you go all the way to I'll just show you guys. I'll just show you guys what's going on here. So this is essentially Hugging Face's setup for buying hardware or renting hardware that you can run models on. And I think that we're going to have to change this right here. This engine URI to a nightly build in order for it to run this new Glimmer model that just came out. Is what I'm thinking is going to have to happen here. Let me copy the error code and hand it to Claude and see if it thinks that's the truth. M2 Ultra 128 gigabyte is the play. Take out 10K from the MRR. Just get a Mac Studio. Do we have on-demand rental GPUs? Yes. All right, let me copy this. Let me copy this code. Let me copy this the fail log and send it over to Claude here. And we'll see what it says. All right, I'm going to paste this in here. I'm going to say I am trying to get Muse Glimmer 30B on a NVIDIA H200 inside of Hugging Face. And currently I have the VLLM OpenAI V0.23 engine. Do I need to just change the VLLM engine? How do I do that inside of the Hugging Face Dashboard. Is it in settings or something like that? Walk me through this step by step like I'm an idiot. Guys, we're not ending the stream today until we are trying Glimmer 30B out. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right, I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it takes us 12 hours to get Glimmer 30B running on this H200, but we're going to do it. We're going to get it done. Do you think a $20 Claude plan is worth buying for vibe coding? I don't, Marco. I don't. The model to use from Anthropic right now is Fable 5. Okay. There are certain instances where you can get away with using Opus 5, but unless you have it running for a very long time, your output is always going to be considerably worse. It is a very infuriating model to use. It's confusing, and it almost feels like it's confusing in a malicious way. So you are better off. If you're going to spend $20, you're better off going over to Codex and just using GPT 5.6 Sol Medium. It's going to be fast. It's going to be pleasant to work with. It's going to be smart. It's going to get shit done. As you go up to like $100 a month or $200 a month, then the obvious answer is Anthropic with Fable 5. It's the best model there is right now. Yes, you've diagnosed it correctly, and the fix is exactly where you guessed. The endpoint setting. Here's what's going on and what to click. The problem in one setting, Muse Glimmer is brand new, and it needs VLM 0.27 or newer. Your endpoint is pinned to 0.23 container. All right, so go to and log in. Click on your Muse Glimmer endpoint in the list. Click the settings tab. Scroll down to... Oh, let me make this large so you guys can actually see what's happening. Can this all be done with Bash? Probably, but I don't feel like setting all that up if I can just change a setting in the graphical user interface. Change the container URI to... Okay. Container configuration settings. All right, I'm going to paste this in there. I'm going to go update endpoint. That's the day 0 tag. The official VLM recipe recommends for this model. If the tag errors for any reason, use this one. Also works as long as it's okay. In the container arguments field in the same screen, add these flags. The model uses an XML style tool call format, so without these parsers, tool calling and reasoning output will come back mangled. Tool call parser, Muse Glimmer, reasoning parser. Okay, great. We're going to copy these. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to screenshot this and send it over because there's actually not really a spot to put that in. I added the engine URI, but there is not a spot for container arguments flag. Do you mean over here on the containers page? And which input box do we need to add these flags? We'll go to container. Screenshot that. Send that over. Send that over. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sam Team says, what's the point of this and what are you trying to do? All right now, Meta just released an open source local model called Glimmer 30B. Muse Glimmer 30B. And it is a model that can run on 20 gigabytes of RAM. And the tokens per second that you are able to achieve on that little VRAM is insanely high in comparison to what is currently available. The benchmarks are insanely high. So, if this is a model that allows us to have a local AI running, which means fully private, which means no usage limits, which means for me, the ability to build a always on 24/7 assistant that ingests all of my data regarding content creation, my business, analytics, support stuff, emails, and can be a 24/7 always on assistant that I can count on that is safe and private, maybe running through Hermes or OpenClaw or something like that, then this is sort of a game-changing model. Not sort of, it is a game-changing model. But that's only if the model is intelligent and capable enough to actually hold up to the benchmark claims that they made. Because they're making claims that this model is agentic enough that it can pull together long tool calls. You know, you could set it out on a task and it's going to go about calling multiple tools, doing multiple operations until the task is completed, which would be really crazy for a local model to do that at a tokens per second of like 50 tokens per second on an M5 chip with 20 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, that second screenshot is exactly the right place. On the container page, paste the flags into the container argument box. Paste. Update endpoint. It says updating. And then we're gonna try to fire it up again. That's insane. Thanks for letting me know. No problem. Thanks for being here. Add Grok to it. Add Grok to what? You could try using Codex computer use to set it up for you. That's so true. We need to get more into that. Garlic Crouton, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Good morning. How you doing today? All right, new settings are being applied. The endpoint URL will stay the same. It says a more recent version of this endpoint is available. Huh. I'm wondering how long this takes to pull in the... Do you have any idea how long this takes? It says new settings are being applied. The endpoint URL will stay the same. Is this something that takes a long time for it to update the VLLM engine? Are you doing this manually for content, says Brandon. Brandon, it's one URL. No, I'm not doing it manually for content. I just pasted in one URL. Versus getting SSH set up and getting my agent to SSH into it and to what? Paste one URL? Guys, I am all about the agentic capabilities and outsourcing stuff to AI, but we can paste one URL. We can paste one URL, god damn it. Brandon's like, why are you doing this manually? We came here to watch you vibe code everything. Everything needs to be vibe coded. Are you a human just for context? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I just got access to Gemini Ultra 30 TB free via my job. It has insane limits. Any ideas how I can make some money on the side? Guys, should we tell him about Gemini? Should we tell him? I got access to Gemini Ultra 30 terabyte. What is Gemini Ultra 30 terabyte? Can you please open a Grok agent?
Your Grok agent is up and ready to go. What do you want to ask it first?
Rubble, what is Gemini Ultra 30 TB? Is that a publicly available model?
Sent to Rubble. It's asking whether that model exists and if it's publicly available. Let me check what your agent already answered so we can keep this moving cleanly. Rubble says it's not a model name. It's more like shorthand for a paid Google AI subscription tier that includes a big chunk of Google One storage, around 30 terabytes, plus higher limits and access to stronger features and models. So it's not a publicly available model ID like a versioned Gemini model. If you want, I can help draft a quick follow-up question to clarify pricing or...
No, thank you. You can go to sleep. Unfortunately, I wish there was a massive unlock for you there, Andres. But I don't think there's a big unlock there. Honestly, guys, you can crucify me all you want. Gemini is not usable. You can crucify me all you want, but Gemini is not. Like if we, that could almost be a Mr. Beast stream challenge where it was like Max, for the next 24 hours, you are going to use a Gemini model to vibe code. And you need to figure out how to generate revenue using Gemini Flash 3.6 or whatever their Gemini Pro is. And I mean, it would just be, it would be a slaughter fest. You guys would be checking back in with me and there would be drool running down my face and I'd be like, please, can I just use Kimmy K3? I'll take anything. I'll take anything, sir, please. All right, endpoint is running. Endpoint is running. Okay. Now we just have to figure out how I use it. All we have to do is figure out how I use it. I feel like there's got to be a way to set this up with open code, correct? Is that the way? I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to paste the curl situation that it gave me, the endpoint URL. I don't think I could show you guys this because otherwise everyone's going to be using this model with me, which is not going to be a good idea. All right, here is my endpoint URL. How do I go about using this? Is there a way that I can wire this into like open code harness or something like that? What is the simplest path for me utilizing this right now? It says endpoint is running. And there's my endpoint URL. Ryan Clark, my guy, says very close to buying Canvas. Want to know if I could set up in settings so every time I build, it uses for e.g. Soul for planning, Grok for building, and Fable for reviewing on every prompt within one view. Honestly, not really. Not in the way you're saying, like every time do that. You could do that, but if I'm being 100% honest with you, that's not something that would be unique to Canvas. Like you could do that. You could technically do that. Actually, it would be difficult to do it without Canvas. Like if I wanted it to happen every single time, I'm trying to think of how. So Canvas allows you to effortlessly like orchestrate between agents, right? I can fire up a Soul agent and it can do exactly what you're talking about, where it can fire up 4 or 5 Grok agents for building it out, and then it can fire up a Fable agent for reviewing it. But you need to create that plan with your orchestration agent. Right? So when I'm inside of Canvas, if I go inside of Canvas and then we open up a Canvi together, okay, and then I go Command K, and then I type in Claude, and I open up a beautiful Claude agent. All right, I need to create that with this agent right here. So I need to tell the agent, hey, I want to build a badass iPhone app. Okay. Oh, you said Soul. So what I would do instead is I would close this. And I need to create that plan with this GPT 5.6 Soul agent right here. So I would say something like, Chase, I'm trying to build like the most badass Subway Surfers clone of all time. I want to use the Canvas MCP. So basically, you're going to be my orchestration and planning agent. I want you to fire up as many parallel Grok agents as you think is needed. You know, something like 5, somewhere between 5 and 10 to actually build the plan out. And then when those agents finish, I want you to fire up a Claude agent running Fable 5 and have that Claude agent review the work output that the Grok agents did. If it doesn't meet a bar, like let's say this incredibly harsh Fable 5 agent rates it a 7 out of 10, then it needs to have the Grok agents redo the work until it meets like a 9 out of 10 or something like that. So I would send that
to Chase.
I would send that to Chase, and then Chase is just essentially going to create the plan, and Chase can use the Canvas MCP to open the Grok agents, wait until the Grok agents are done, and then open a Fable 5 agent and have the Fable 5 agent do the review afterwards. All right, I'm not gonna have it do that because it's gonna be a whole thing, but that's how you would do it. If you were like you were saying, have it do that every single time, I think there's probably a feature there that we're missing inside of Canvas, if I'm being totally honest with you. I just don't know what the correct way of going about doing that would be so that it worked that way every single time by default. My initial thought process would be we created like almost like a Canvas skill, and then you actually edited the skill so that you inputted which models you wanted to do what. And it's actually sounding like a decent feature. So basically you would have the Canvas skill, and then you would state within the skill, I always want to use Fable 5 as my orchestrator / planning agent. I always want to use Kimi K3 as my builder agent. And I always want to use GPT 5.6 Soul on Max as my review agent. Every time I give you a task. And then that's called the Canvas orchestration skill. And so anytime you open your agent, you could say, I want to build XYZ. I'm trying to build an iPhone app that's a calorie tracker. Use the Canvas orchestration skill to get it done. And then it would fire that off every single time using the Canvas MCP and CLI tooling to do the orchestration between agents. Now, could you just create that skill? Absolutely. Could that skill just be an MD file? Absolutely. Are skills just MD files? I think so. So there's not a way to have it do it every time, unfortunately, yet. But that could be a feature there. That could definitely be a feature there. Kevin says, sounds like you're describing a team mode with mode features with roles, and then the user can put what AI model they want in those roles. Exactly. Which Canvas is 100% built for that. That's what it does. But you just currently inside of Canvas, you assign what you want set up because honestly, it's so dynamic. It's so dynamic, and it changes like almost weekly at this point what the meta is as far as orchestrating agents. You know? For example, a few weeks ago, the go-to might have been having, for me, might have been having Fable 5 orchestrate Grok 4.5. Now, if I'm doing a long-winded task, it's probably going to be Fable 5 orchestrating something like Opus 5, Qwen 3.8, Kimi K3 with a brand new Opus 5 ultra critical review agent reviewing the output afterwards. So as long as you keep the skill updated, the Canvas orchestration skill, then you're going to have no problems. But it's definitely got to be somewhat dynamic. Just because models are moving so fast and the role of orchestrator, builder, reviewer changes so often. And even the process in which that happens changes so often. i.e. looping, graphs, all of it. All right, you now have a standard OpenAI compatible API. That's what the VLM container serves. So anything that speaks with OpenAI protocol can use it. Two things it needs: your endpoint URL with V1 on the end and a Hugging Face token as the API key. Step one, smoke test it from your terminal. Grab a token from, okay. So we have to grab a token. Create a new token. You guys know I love creating tokens and API keys on stream. This is one of my favorite things. Especially when there's full access and monetary stuff involved. I love that. It's very rare that I leak these keys. All right, I'm giving it the key. I'm saying, here's the key. Please test it yourself. Brandon says it could rules that user managed. If he wants an orchestrator, he defines orchestrator in settings, and when Canvas loads the orchestrator and connects the MCP, it gets the injection. Injection is unavoidable for persistent agents. 80 people watching and only 10 likes. What the F? Marco, I'm right there with you guys. If you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and slap a like on this stream. We're going deep today. 3.7 flash. Oh no. Oh no. Don't even tell me that. Don't even tell me that. Gemini 3.7 flash. I cannot even, guys. It's bad for the stream's mental health, for my mental health, to all check out the Gemini 3.7 flash. It's just not good. It's just not good. All right, so I gave this the token from Hugging Face, and it is setting up our API access to our Glimmer 30B hosted on an H200 that we rented. All right, so I'm going to create a new canvas. Apps, and I'm going to call it Glimmer. And then I'm going to choose this project, and then I'm going to say open code. Can you please spawn a open code agent?
Your open code agent is up and running.
Guys, I pre-ordered the Drunk Monkey says, "Hey Max, if you're going to use that rental H200 for on-demand tasks, how do you get it to turn on and off if it's an agent run 24/7? Do they have a monthly plan?" This is purely for testing. All right, let me make that clear. Right now, the only reason I'm renting this H200 right now is because I cannot stream and run 30B at the same time because my poverty MacBook Pro M5 only has 24 gigabytes of RAM. So if I stream and I run this local model at the same time, then it'll be so laggy, the stream, and it'll just be a bad user experience for everyone. So instead, I figured we'll rent an H200 and then we'll test it and see if it's even worth us getting hardware set up to run the model. I already have a 4080 inside my Windows computer, which has 16 gigabytes of RAM. So we might be able to finagle something weird. It's possible that we could finagle something weird there with either getting another graphics card or like doing some sort of weird setup where it's using the actual like non-GPU RAM and the GPU. I don't know. I have no idea. But before we even invest money into setting up a local model like this that runs 24/7 and makes our life better in every single way, we have to even see if it's good at all. So I'm running it on this GPU for now.
Chase is spinning up 6 agents.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I believe what just happened there is I didn't close the orchestration in time, and we're, as you guys know, I'm updating the orchestration to make it foolproof. And so it essentially has procedures for if it calls the MCP for orchestration, it can try to bring the agents back online. Like, let's say you're orchestrating 6 Grok agents with 1 Fable 5 agent, and you close one of them by accident. The Canvas MCP has set up inside of what's called the dumb pipe, which is like our simplified orchestration system, has procedures to bring an agent back online and sort of like save the orchestration run. And so I think that's what just happened. If you guys were here a minute ago, somebody asked me about orchestration and I gave a quick demo, but then I closed it in the middle. All right, so when I go to model, it doesn't show. Not showing. Oh, no, it is. Hold on. I'm not so sure about this open code UI. All right, we got Big Pickle. Where's Glimmer?
Everest finished the task.
Why don't I see Glimmer? Oh, Muse Glimmer, 30B, Hugging Face endpoint. I'm going to say hello. Wow, it worked. It worked. It was actually pretty fast, too. It was actually pretty fast. Now, I heard that Muse has no idea. I heard that Muse has no idea what model it is. What model is this? This one knows exactly what model it is. And that was so fast. Holy shit. What is the capital of California? All right. So what should we have it build, guys? What should we have it built? Alex says, how's Glimmer working for you? Just ran it through some of my evals. Pristine. I liked it so far. We'll see how it goes. Oh, shit. So this is my first prompt I sent to Glimmer. Max, random as fuck, but how are you managing noise suppression on your stream? I feel like your stream setup is so crisp, LOL. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's even crazier because I have an AC unit, a window AC unit, legitimately like right here that is directly blowing air onto this microphone. But Brandon helped with this, and then AI helped with this also. I have a noise gate, I have compression, and I have a bunch of other things going on that is in OBS filters. And I think it's nice. Poker hand simulator, calculate the odds of win percentage based on other cards known on the table. I think we need something more visual, something more exciting. Build something practical that you can then give away, and if it works, you turn it into content, because who can stop you? I love that. What if we what if we give it a simple task? Just you know, a nice easy /arcade. What if we have it make a nice simple Mario style side scroller? And then that way there it's visual. It's highly visual. Pac-Man clone? Better have a Max Blade spin on it then. Yes, make it clip-worthy. Spitballing. I think games will disappoint you. I think they will too. But that's okay. Guys, we're going into this with a completely clear expectation. This is not Kimi K3. This is a 30 billion parameter model. Canvas clone. Make it Clippy, not Mario, and the side scroll is Windows 98. Beautiful. Thank you. That's a great idea. Chase, can you make a Mario-styled side scroller, except for the character is Clippy, and the environment that I'm side scrolling is an exact replica of Windows 98?
Sent to Chase.
We're going to see what happens here. It just loaded the skill front-end design. Oh, I love this. I love this. All right, guys. So what we're doing right now is we just rented an H200 NVIDIA's graphics card, and we have the latest model from Meta. It is a open source local model called Muse Glimmer 30B running on top of it. And the only reason I am running it on, wait, whoa, it just finished. I just sent the prompt and it just finished immediately. We have to have low expectations here. We have to have low expectations here. I just sent the prompt to create a Windows 98 desktop side scroller featuring Clippy. It finished in 28.6 seconds. So let's go ahead and see what we have for the outcome here. I'm gonna say there's no chance that it's that good. Oh, you know what I added the other day that I don't have inside this build? All right, so you see how this says open it at index.html right here? I added the ability for you to do Command K and then start typing index.html, and it'll bring this file up because it's specific to the canvas that the directory you're inside is the canvas, right? And you can click on it and open it inside the browser. But I'm in a real version of Canvas, not the dev version. But that's a badass feature. It's a nice quality of life feature. I'm not thinking this is going to be able to use the Canvas MCP, but we can try. Why not? It said you can use the Canvas MCP or Canvas Control CLI tooling to open the Canvas. Oh my God, it did it! Hold on. It just did that immediately. Okay, so this agent does not have the MCP plugged in at all. Okay, right? This is a crazy setup that we have running. Where we have open code. We have open code doing API calling to a H200 that's running on AWS that is hosting our own Glimmer 30B. All right, I just told it use the Canvas MCP or CLI tooling to open it in the Canvas in-app browser, and that is exactly what it did. And it did it in less than 5 seconds. It did it in 6.1 seconds. Insane. What do we have here? Look at this. Look at this. So here's our side scroller. It leaves a lot to the imagination. And he's gone. So it's not incredible. It's not incredible, guys. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to say, okay. Chase, please get rid of Clippy 98. I want you to build me a Doodle Jump clone. And I want it to perfectly match the actual Doodle Jump game. It should be able to run in the browser with Three.js. And you should look at the game you created side by side with the actual Doodle Jump game and keep going until they look indistinguishable. After you're done, open it inside the CNVS in-app browser, just like you did with the Clippy 98.
Sent to Chase.
Let's see. To be fair, we gave no artistic context, right? Wow, so bad. What are we working on? Outstanding graphics. Oscar! Whoa. Oh, interesting. So it's trying to... This is crazy that it's using the Canvas app so much. So instead of using like internal tooling, it tried to go to doodlejump.com and use the Canvas browser, because it has the Canvas browser has a screenshot tool to screenshot Doodle Jump and use that. So it switched to using its in-app tooling instead, because it realized that obviously the doodlejump.com is not real life. It's got it up inside of the Chase, I had to buy the domain for $28,000 to make it work. Hope that's okay. It's iterating. It keeps trying to find. It keeps trying to find. Huh. Okay. Whoa. All right, let's take a step back, guys. What we need to do now is we need to take a step back. we have to take a step back. Chase, please delete the Doodle Jump game as well.
Sent to Chase.
We need a Muse Glimmer versus Gemma 4B bake-off. All right. Chase, can you please create a neo-brutalism styled landing page for my app, CNVS? You can do deep research on the app CNVS. It's one directory up from here. Read only, very important, read only, critical read only. Do not edit anything. And you can create a HTML landing page here inside of this directory, Glimmer, that is beautiful, is simple, is benefits first language. So we explain everything that is possible, that is capable inside the app, and communicate it using benefits-driven language, not feature-driven language.
Sent to Chase.
Let's see what it does. All right, and my app's gone. And it's gone. Canvas is gone forever. I mean, it is so ultra fast. If you could figure out a way to make this model very capable, whether it was through graphs or looping or something, you obviously can't use. I mean, you could use an orchestrator or a viewer, but then that would bypass the whole local thing. You know. All right. Download from Mac OS, free alpha. Watch the 60-second demo. It is Neo brutalism, brutal. It's really difficult because you just have to find the use case for this model that you're going to be okay with it being at such a low level of output. You know, so for a local model that's running 24/7, I get you could say that as like a context ingest engine. Yes, this could be something that could work. You know, in the use case of taking all of your data from all sorts of different messy areas and bringing that into one like MD file. Because AI is really great at taking a bunch of messy garbage and then distilling that down into a clean slate. I could see a model like this being very good at that because it's fast. And it'll probably handle that job phenomenally well. But, like, let's say you wanted to take that data, right? So let's say we use this as a local model, and it has like access to our DataFast page analytics, our Stripe revenue, our conversion rate, has access to our X account, can look at the posts we're making, has access to YouTube, can look at the live stream, the transcripts, and all that. Then the next progression would be, all right, we can take all that information down and we can distill it down. We have all that available. We have this agent that I've been talking about for a while that is the super agent that helps you make your life better in every way. You're not going to want to ask this agent, where do I go from here? Right? Because it's not going to be intelligent enough to say, okay, when you were posting about these things on X, when you were posting about Grok Voice on X once daily, your conversion rate and the amount of people coming into your website went up by 35%. This is not the model that you're going to want to talk to get advice on like that. Or, have it do... All right, I looked at the YouTube live streams. When you started posting shorts from the YouTube live streams about advice for shipping iOS apps, your views went up 85% on the shorts, which grew your subscribers and grew your live stream, which in turn ended up more people on the CNVS website and grew your revenue. This is not the model for piecing all of those together. It's just not, because it's just not going to be intelligent enough to handle those types of things. So it makes me happy. It makes me happy that we're able to rent compute, that we're able to try these models for $5, right? It's $5 for an hour of using the H200, NVIDIA H200. It makes me happy that we can rent compute. We can throw some of these local models on an H200. We can try them out and we can see where they're at. Because I hate to say it, but it is not worth spending $10,000 on a Mac Studio to have this available 24/7 with infinite usage. I don't think that it is. We're not there yet. We're just not there yet. Would you guys agree or hard disagree? Do you think we're at a spot where it makes sense to run one of these models locally and I'm just not uncovering the use case? Or is there just not a ton of use case that make using these models worth it right now? Max is no, I'm not. The people need music change. Get impeccable skill too. Max Google. Canvas. Why? Why do I need to do that? I'm sure my results are different than yours, but it just shows me myself. The Mark Drake says absolutely not worth it to run locally unless you are a highly protected environment and need to run things air gapped. I think the local model complex tasks you have to be okay with low tokens per second, not immediate response. That's not even it though, because like this is going to run insanely fast. Whether you're on an H200 or even an M5 Max, you're going to be at 50 tokens per second. It's cool for a nice demo, hard to use it in real life. Yes, also because batch interference means a lot of efficiency gain. So unless you're running lots of stuff in parallel on optimized setup, you can't compete with the hosted API version. I got Max Blade. Why? Why did you get that? I think the local model complex asks you. All right, yeah, I already read that. All right, let me try one more thing here. Let me try one more thing here. And then we're gonna make a little post. Like for instance, inside of the X post that they put out, it says Muse Glimmer can complete multi-step agentic tasks end-to-end from a single natural language prompt. In this demo, it autonomously discovers a local Home Assistant instance via network tool calls, queries device APIs, writes a responsive HTML, SSS, JS dashboard from scratch, and deploys a local server for verification. Like, what if we have Fable 5 write a highly detailed prompt for creating a 3JS like Subway Surfers game, and then have it pass that off, just like ultimate best case scenario, and just see what happens if we have we have a much more intelligent model, basically telling Glimmer exactly what it needs to do. Can we get the best of both worlds of Fable 5 intelligence with Glimmer just like instantaneous response? Chase, can you please get rid of landing.html?
Sent to Chase.
Marshall, can you please draw up a plan, highly detailed, of how to create a insanely stunning Ghibli style 3JS Subway Surfers clone and send that over to Chase to have it built out, and when finished, opened inside of the CNVS in-app browser so that we can play it?
Sent to Marshall.
Because it'd be interesting to see if Glimmer is able to get basically a perfect plan laid out for it from Fable 5 that's highly detailed. Because obviously we're giving it like very shitty, generic, broad prompts because we're used to working with Fable 5 where you can do that. You can give it a shitty, broad, awfully generic prompt and it's so magical and it can just figure out exactly what you want. But it'd be interesting to see if Fable 5 can outline a just highly detailed plan and sort of lay out all of the steps and really walk Glimmer through what it needs to do. And then if Glimmer is able to just execute on it very quickly and create something that is 10,000% better than what it does on its own. Or if there's just a natural ceiling to what Glimmer can create and no amount of direction or hand-holding will push it past that. I have Qwen 3.6 27B do plenty of research / recon for my business. For a batch, Everett spawn. I spawn a fleet of 8 H200, spawn a big model, run the batch, then close it. It's way more efficient and also way cheaper. At the price of some other cloud models, it's not worth it yet to make the investment to run these local, in my opinion. So, MacDougall, I just wonder what the benefit is to having like Qwen 3.6 27B doing this research or recon versus having like Grok or something like that. That's going to be ultra fast. Basically endless usage. Do the same thing. Ryan Ball says, wake up! All right, so it's ripping away. Fable 5 just made a fantastic game plan Ghibli Run Plan.md. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but it just sent a message over to this open code agent, Chase. And it said, hey Glimmer. Hey, Glimmer! Glimmer 30B, Meta's brand new model. Open source, fully local. I need you to read this MD file that I made for you and build out this Ghibli style 3JS Subway Surfers clone. I made you an incredible plan. Your only job here is to execute. Build the game out. And we're basically going to see if it's able to do that or not. Which I have high hopes. I think it's going to be a banger. But yes, using Canvas, we had a Fable 5 agent create the plan. It sent the plan over to this Glimmer 30B model to have it built. It's already got the dev server open. It's already, oh my God, it's already done. It's already done. All right, I'm going to say, can you please... Chase, can you please open the game inside of the CNVS in-app browser?
Sent to Chase.
It says the game is already open, but it's not. Oh, it is. All right, this already looks way more promising. This already looks way more promising, guys. Let me close this one. This is Glimmer Run. Fable 5 sent the plan to Glimmer 30B, and it made this so fast. How fast did it make that, by the way? 2 minutes. It made this in 2 minutes. Oh, no, don't tell me it doesn't work at all. Don't tell me it doesn't work at all. No! Let me open it in Chrome. Let me open it in Chrome just to double check. Okay, it works 0%. Not at all. Not at all. Marshall, the game that Glimmer built, the game that Chase built, Glimmer Run, is live localhost 4321 right now. When you click play, nothing happens at all. Can you please dissect the issue, find the issue, send it over to Chase to have the issue corrected? I want Chase to do all the work. You're just finding the issue and telling Chase to fix it.
Sent to Marshall.
Open a Claude agent.
Rubble the Claude code is ready.
Organize the canvas.
Organized.
Rubble, what would be a perfect use case for Glimmer 30B, Meta's model they just released this morning? Right now we have it creating 3JS games, which is obviously way outside of its capabilities. But what are some things we can test? And what fits perfectly into the scope of this model?
Sent to Rubble.
All right, guys, I need my first restroom break of the stream. I gotta go pee.
Marshall tasked Chase.
I gotta go pee. Do not play this without me. Listen, if I come back to the stream and you guys are playing the game without me, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm going to be back in like 15 seconds. Oscar, I appreciate the backup on that. I lost my water there for a second. Okay, play now starts. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, okay. Oh, it had it for a second, guys. It really had it for a second. The journey ends for now. Ah. Man, it's trying. It really is trying. Like this is so promising, to be honest with you guys. Because just think, if we're able to do this with local models right now, this can run on 20 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, granted, we did have to have Fable 5 give it a plan. But even then, if we're able to take a plan from Fable 5 and pass it off to a local model, and it can build out something like this. I mean, this is running locally, guys. I mean, it's not... It's not running locally right now, okay? It's running on an H200. But it could be running locally is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Man, this is so much hopium. This is so much hopium. Humble says, can I redeal this number, Max? Because you're fucking high. But locally, you need compression. It becomes even worse. No. No, this is not This does not need compression. This does not need compression. This is the compressed version. LOL. Now, this is peak gaming. Yeah, this looks great, says I am not. Maybe you can delegate it the menu button and have Fable do the rest. The menu button. Okay. Hold on. All right. So it's not incredibly capable. Let's check in with Rubble. Focus Rubble. And see what it has to say. Can you please read to me what Rubble says for what fits perfectly in the scope?
Rubble's main point is that you should test capability in steps, like a ladder from simple 2D games up to a basic 3D scene, and see where it starts to break down. The one-line summary is that Glimmer 30B is a local agent, not a local artist. So it works best with tools, context, and a checklist, rather than a blank canvas and a grand vision. There are also sources listed, including a model card and coverage links. Hey, I didn't catch anything there. If you were trying to say something, it might not have come through.
Can you please tell Rubble to give me an exact example of this step-by-step ladder that it's suggesting and be ultra brief and no high technical jargon and no wall of text? Just give me a start here with it.
Rubble's been asked exactly that. If you want, I can read its reply when it comes in and give you a super short summary.
Yeah, go ahead, read its reply.
Got it. Let me check what Rubble came back with, and I'll keep it tight. Rubble's ladder is a set of quick prompts you test in order, stopping when one fails. Start with make Pong in a single HTML file, 2 paddles, a ball, score, no libraries. If that works, move up to Breakout, then a 2D runner, then a simple spinning 3D shape, then a basic 3D lane dodge game.
Oh, wait, go to sleep. Actually, focus Chase.
Chase is front and center now. You should see its terminal as the main view.
All right, Chase, I need you to delete the Glimmer Surfers completely.
Chase has the instruction now. If you want, I can check its response in a moment and summarize what it did.
All right, I need you to close everything.
Everything's cleared up.
And now open a new open code agent.
Your new open code agent is up. What do you want it to work on first?
Can you switch the open code agent by using /model to Glimmer 30B?
I can't switch the model on an agent that's already running. I'd need to start a new open code agent with the model set to Glimmer 30B. Do you want me to spin that up and close the current one?
Yeah, let's try it out.
I closed the existing agent and started a new open code session.
All right, go to sleep. I knew that was going to be too much. All right, /model, Glimmer. All right. Chase, can you please make me a Pong game 2D, one HTML file? When you're done, open it in the CNVS browser with the MCP and CLI control for Canvas.
Sent to Chase.
I will say the most impressive part is its ability to use the CNVS, MCP, and CLI tooling without receiving any MCP injection. Okay? It's just figuring it out by itself, which is very impressive. I wonder, hold on, let's try this. Spawn a open code agent.
Marshall, the open code is ready.
Holy shit, that already finished too. Wait a second! Glimmer is back! I told you guys! Listen. I tried to tell you guys, open source local models are the future. Glimmer 30B is incredible. Look at what we have. Oh, it looks so good. Use arrow up and down or touch to play left paddle versus AI right paddle. Oh, yeah, yes. Dude, it's so good. It's so good, dude. All right, this is the start. I told you guys, we just need to ladder up. You guys try to get all carried away with, let's make 3D Subway Surfer clones with local models. God. I just won, by the way. I'm winning. All right, now let's take it a step further. Let's take it a little step further now. Let's take it a little step further. Okay, let's not get addicted to Pong. Drunk Monkey says, Max, in 2026, we are now able to create games from 1972. You could single-handedly put Atari out of business. Getting urgent care on the line for Max. Okay. So here's what we do. Check this out. Chase, I need you to do deep research on Three.js and find the simplest way possible to turn this 2D game into a 3D version of Pong.
Sent to Chase.
Wait, well, that's working. Well, that's working. We're going to try something out real quick. Spawn a open code agent.
Marshall, the open code is ready.
I'm going to change this to Glimmer. Guys, I love Glimmer. I'm all in on Glimmer now. I might just be only glimmering from now on. Yeah. I'm kidding. Don't unsubscribe. Don't leave the Discord community. I'm obviously kidding. No, wait. This is not 3D at all. There's nothing 3D about this. No. No. Wait. Scene camera render a scene graph for 2D feel in 3D. The simplest is No. It's 3D just from the side. It's 3D. It's 3D just from a 2D angle. It inverted the commands. AI loves to do that. It inverted the commands. And they're also... Nope. They're just not a thing at all. They're not a thing. You mean to tell me I can one-shot games at 30B model? That's it, I'm out? Pac-Man in Space Invaders next. Okay, all right. Let's close this. Chase, can you please get rid of the Pong game? And I need you to make a Space Invaders clone 2D in one HTML file that's fully playable. When you're done, open it up in the Canvas, the CNVS in-app browser.
Sent to Chase.
Add a open code agent.
Marshall, the open code is ready.
I keep trying to do this. Okay. Marshall, can you please spawn 10 Grok agents inside this canvas?
Sent to Marshall.
I just want to see if they can do this.
Marshall is spinning up 10 agents.
Oh, it did it. Not bad. Let me set it to organize on open and see. Tidy when Windows open. Tidy when okay, great. Close all the Grok agents.
All set. Those Grok agent terminals are closed, and your canvas should feel a bit cleaner.
Okay, tell Prompt Marshall to open 5 Codex agents and 5 Claude Code agents and 5 Grok agents on this canvas.
Marshall's on it. I sent your instruction exactly as you said to open those agents on this canvas. Marshall is spinning up 15 agents now. Want me to check their status in a briefing once they're ready?
So...
Yeah, I'm with you.
Organize the canvas.
Everything's neatly tiled now, so it should be easier to scan and jump between things.
Okay, go to sleep. So I will say, at doing stuff inside Canvas, it's oddly capable at that. For being a 30 billion parameter model. Marshall, can you please open 5 Claude agents, 5 Kimi agents, 5 open code agents, 5 Claude agents, and organize the canvas as you're opening them.
Sent to Marshall. Marshall is spinning up 20 agents.
Ow. Can you please close everything except for Marshall and Chase?
All cleared out. Only Marshall and Chase are still open. So
Can you please close Marshall and then tell Chase to open the spaceinvaders.html inside a browser preview?
Marshall is closed, and Chase has the instruction to open spaceinvaders.html in a browser preview. If you want, I can also help check what it renders once it's up.
Can you please focus Space Invaders _?
Space Invaders _ is front and center now.
All right, here's Space Invaders. All right, close the browser and close Chase. And yeah, that's it.
All set.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, Glimmer 30B gets a score of... This is going to be my first scoring of a local 30 billion parameter model. Okay, and I'm taking that into account when I'm scoring these. Right, so I am not scoring this as if it is a Claude Anthropic model, a OpenAI model. I'm not scoring it with any sort of assumption that it needs to be Opus 5 or any of those type of things. All right, this is our very first 30B, our very first local model. It runs on 20 gigabytes of RAM. It has 30 billion parameters. It's from Meta. Currently, the benchmarks show it's at the top of the pack as far as a true local size model that you could run on a newer MacBook Pro. I am going to score it 2.8 right now. It is a 2.8 out of 10. Okay, I like that it's very fast. I like that it is able to do tool calling inside of CNVS. I like that it was able to figure out what the neo-brutalism style was and make a landing page based off of that. I don't like the capability level that it's at. I am personally struggling to find a use case for it because you would just be better off using... If you needed a very ultra small model to do something, like let's say summarizing the agents inside of Canvas, like we're using the Apple Foundation model for, you'd be better off using an ultra small agent for something like that. If you want an agent that can actually do something for you, then you'd be better off using a cloud model that is ultra inexpensive, that's still going to be super fast. Even something like GPT Terra or something like that is going to be 1,000 times better output, is going to be way faster. Me personally, I don't really even know what the use case would be for this model unless you needed a model that was 100% local at all costs, ran on hardware that is very inexpensive, so it's completely private and secure. But even then, I just don't see that being a real life use case right now. So unfortunately, I'm giving this model a 2.8 out of 10. That's the Max Blade score for local reviews, local model reviews, which is a completely different scoring framework than our cloud model reviews like Opus 5, GPT 5.6 Soul, Kimi K3, Qwen 3.8 Max. Those are in a completely different rubric. If we were to compare Glimmer 30B to that scoring chart, then Glimmer 30B would be like a 0.00013 out of 10 if you were to put it on that rubric. Just so we have understanding of we are having a local model scoring and then we're having a cloud model scoring. And that's what it comes down to. Okay, what is your highest rated local model review right now? It is Glimmer, and that is our very first one. That is our very first one. Robbie says, yeah, but think of the money from corporates who can't utilize cloud-based models. What is Obfuscator? Anyone know? I don't know what Obfuscator is. I know what to obfuscate is, and that's essentially to scramble in order to hide. Like if you obfuscate the binaries, that's so you can like send an app that people can't reverse engineer. But even then, given enough time, somebody's going to reverse engineer. Oh man, we should do more local reviews then. We got to get Qwen 3.8 27B reviewed when it drops this week. I'm planning on doing Qwen 3.8 27B, and I'm hoping it's going to be a banger. See this as a big win for financial, government, healthcare, etc. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a big win for them. But even then, I think that I mean they're building out ways like that is God, what is the company's name that handles that? I mean they're building out ways for those sectors to use the cloud models anyways. Why can I not think of the name? You guys are wicked smart. What is the name? Palantir. So they have Palantir. That's their job is to allow these government agencies to utilize these cloud-based models. Palantir is scary. It definitely is. It 1,000% is. 1,000%. Brandon says, I don't think you are taking the 30B into account as well as you think. I am. I am taking the 30B into account, but you also have to take into account the hardware necessary. So not like, yes, you can take into the fact that it only has 30 billion parameters, which in comparison to these models that have trillions of parameters, we're comparing, you know, a model this size to a model that's the size of the Empire State Building. That's actually not even enough. Like we're comparing this model to a model that's the size of planet Earth. Let me ask. Can you please open a Grok agent?
Your Grok agent is up and ready to go. Tell me what you want it to work on, and I'll pass it along.
Chase, can you please give me a mental model of a comparison for a 30 billion parameter model versus something like Kimi K3 or Fable 5 that has trillions of parameters? Like compare it in terms of size. Like if the 30 billion parameter model was the size of a Coke can, then what would be the size of something like Fable 5?
I sent that to Chase exactly as you said it.
Analogy was the word we were looking for. Analogy, guys. That's actually comparing Canvas to just one Claude Code. J35, I love you. LOL, Bernie Sanders demands AI development pause from top CEOs. How is this not giving me an instant analogy? Your 30B, 30 billion, same shape object, a Coke can, versus. That is not a good analogy at all. That is not a good analogy at all. 30 billion versus 5 trillion. That's not a good analogy. A Coke can versus a large suitcase. That is not a good analogy. Chase, if you had $30 billion in singles, if you had $30 billion in $100 bills stacked on top of each other, how tall would that be versus 5 trillion?
Sent to Chase.
I think that's an awful. It's hard when you're talking about numbers that are this large, but I believe that 30 billion being a Coke can and then 5 trillion being a suitcase is a terrible analogy. All right, check this out. Yeah, this is how ridiculous 30 billion in $100 bills is 21 miles high, and 5 trillion is 3,450 miles. Chase, so based on the fact that we're talking about 21 miles versus 3,400 miles, don't you think that a Coke can versus a suitcase is a terrible analogy?
Sent to Chase.
Damn, are they nerfing the shit out of my beloved Grok 4.5 right now because they're about to launch Grok 4.6 any legitimate hour, not day, any legitimate hour. Coke can versus a mid-rise building. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's better. 30B is a Coke can, a can of soda, versus like Fable 5 is like a mid-rise building in comparison. So obviously you have to come at it from that perspective. But on the other side of that, like you have to realize there has to be some sort of real world usability. And if an M5, a MacBook M5 can only max out a 24 gigabyte M5 MacBook can only max out at running this 30 billion parameter model, if you want to think about real world usability, people don't have 128 gigabyte. I mean, some of you guys do because you're freaks, but people don't have 100 gigabytes of VRAM. So we do have to look at these models in the lens of real world usability. A Startup says Grug 35B A3B is an interesting model. It's trained to minimize tokens using caveman speak. That's interesting. This could be a banger tweet. Might steal. You should do it. Ask it to make a solar system with planets scaled to the size of the models, both closed source and open, that you can look around. It's not a bad idea. Max, please share a playlist. I just had someone say 5 seconds ago that the music was bad. Right now, I'll share. I'll paste in chat what we're listening to. All right. So glimmer is not glimmering, guys. It just is not. At the end of the day, it's not glimmering at all. I'm gonna take that section of the stream and I'm gonna chop it up into a video to put on X. I'm not gonna do it right now, but it's our first local model review. You know, it's our first local model review. What are we gonna do? All right, my people, we're gonna end off there today. I want to keep pushing. I'm hoping that Apple is going to approve the test flight for our iPhone app today. And then if you guys aren't in the Discord community already, which I know a lot of you are, if you have Canvas, then join the Discord community. I'm going to be sending out early access to our beautiful iPhone app that allows you to control your agents fully remote on your iPhone. Like I said, that's if Apple approves the test flight access today, which I'm thinking that they're going to. They're going to. Supposedly, Apple test flight review has gone like way faster. Way faster. Todd says, wait, what? Did they not say that model is for running agents? Clearly, it's not a coding LLM, but maybe it could be good at managing Hermes. That's exactly what I was talking about. If it's your first local, I would avoid comparing it to Frontier. Completely different. That's exactly what I was just talking about. I was just making the analogy that it's a completely different thing. And I was just explaining that a 30 billion parameter model is like the size of a soda can. And then the state-of-the-art models that we have that are, 3 to 5 trillion parameters are the size of a high-rise building you'd see in a city. So you're comparing something that you could pick up and hold versus legitimately a mid-rise to high-rise building you would see in a city as far as the difference. You only looked at one and rated it 2.8. Yes, I did. You have to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. So we started there, and then that's gonna set the marker. And then if one is better or one is worse, then it'll get a higher or lower score. Well, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Were you testing out a Spark on stream? No, we were. I just rented a GPU and ran it on that. My plan was today I was going to run that locally on my MacBook, but I can't do both. Run it on my MacBook and stream at the same time, unfortunately. I can't do that. All right, guys. So if you haven't already, please join the Discord community. The Discord link is in the description of this YouTube video. I will be posting early alpha access to the iPhone app for Canvas inside of the Discord community. So if you want it, you need to be inside of the Discord in order to get that. I'm waiting for the test flight to be pushed, and then we're going to be in there. This week, we have Grok 4.6 to review. We possibly have GPT-6 Astra this week, as long as the U.S. government gives OpenAI the ability to send that out to the world, which would be amazing. We have Composer 3 this week, which you guys already know. I am the biggest, massivest fan of Composer 2.5. It's insanely fast. It's ridiculously capable. Actually, point in case is from a like endpoint efficiency perspective, you'd be better off just running Composer 2.5. There's almost no case where you'd be better off unless you absolutely need it to be private and local. There's like no case where you'd be better off running the current state-of-the-art local model than just running Composer 2.5 based on the infinity usage, the speed, and the capability of the model. All right, guys, but I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for today. I appreciate it. If you guys want Canvas, you can find it at cnvs.dev. It is the future of vibe coding. Felipe, I'll see you later. Apps Creative, thank you so much. Oscar, legend, thank you so much. Have an amazing local day. AI, thank you so much for subbing and liking. That means the world. I appreciate it. Brandon, you legend. You already know. Garlic Crouton, thank you. David Kang, I'll see you later. Lopez, peace. Lucky, I'll see you in the timeline. See you in the Discord. CJ, peace, peace, peace. Chris Link, I'll see you later. I feel like 2.8 is extremely low for Glimmer, but we'll get our rating scale fixed over time. All right. I have to rate it 2.8 because we are about to see a massive improvement of local models. You guys know it. I know it. Local models are going to just, I guarantee it. You can clip this. We are going to see local models get 1,000x better over the next 12 months. If I give Glimmer too high of a scale, then I immediately too high of a score, then it immediately fucks my scale, and I have to change it, right? Because if I give Glimmer, let's say a 6.4, in 2 months, when local models are 10 times better than what they are now, which will happen, my scale is completely fucked. So at least if I give Glimmer a 2.8, which I think is fair, which I think is totally fair, then it gives us plenty of room for when I'm reviewing models and as they get better. Juice it up a little bit. They're going to get better. They're going to get better. They're going to be awesome. They're going to be awesome. Give them a 2.9, okay? Okay, I'm not changing the score. It's a 2.8, and I'm documenting that. It's 2.8, and I'm documenting that. That is locked in. That's locked in. All right, peace. Love you guys.